Deep between the mountains stood a tiny village surrounded by a dark, endless forest. The villagers had one rule they never broke: never enter the forest after sunset. They believed terrifying monsters came out at night. The elders always warned the children, if you hear something moving in the darkness, stay quiet. Whatever you do, don't make a sound. 12-year-old Mira had heard the warning 100 times, but she had never believed the monsters were real. Until one stormy night, her little cat, Luna, disappeared. "Luna?" Mira whispered. Luna running toward the forest. Her mother grabbed her arm. "Don't go after her. It's almost midnight." "But she's alone," Mira cried. Before her mother could stop her, Mira slipped outside. She followed Luna's tiny footprints toward the forest. The deeper Mira went, the quieter everything became. No birds, no insects, not even the sound of wind. Only her footsteps on the leaves. Then she heard Luna again. "Meow." Mira hurried forward and found Luna sitting beside a huge moss-covered stone. "Luna, come here." Suddenly, Luna's fur stood up. Mira froze. Behind the trees, two enormous amber eyes appeared. Something was watching her. A huge creature slowly stepped out of the darkness. It was a monster. It was taller than Mira, covered in thick charcoal gray fur with enormous curved horns and glowing amber eyes. Mira immediately hid behind a tree. She remembered the villager's warning. The monster walked closer. Mira covered her mouth with both hands. Her heart was beating so loudly that she was sure the monster could hear it. The creature stopped beside her tree. It sniffed the ground. Mira didn't move. But then Luna stepped backward. Crack! Her paw broke a dry branch. The monster instantly turned. Mira grabbed Luna and ran. Branches scratched her arms as she rushed through the forest. But the monster followed. Finally, Mira reached a fallen tree and had nowhere left to go. She turned around, holding Luna tightly. The monster stood in front of her. Mira closed her eyes. But nothing happened. Slowly, she opened them. The monster wasn't attacking. Instead, it was trembling. Its eyes weren't filled with anger. They were filled with pain. Mira looked down. A rusty metal trap was clamped around the monster's front leg. "Oh," she whispered. The monster had been injured. Mira suddenly understood. Maybe it wasn't chasing her because it wanted to hurt her. Maybe it was simply scared. She slowly stepped forward. The monster growled. Mira stopped. "I won't hurt you," she whispered. The monster stared at her. Mira took another step. Then another. She carefully reached toward the rusty trap. The monster raised its huge paw. Mira almost ran away. But she remembered how frightened Luna had been when she was alone. So she stayed. With trembling hands, Mira carefully released the trap. The metal finally opened. The monster pulled its injured leg free. For several seconds, nobody moved. Then something unexpected happened. The monster slowly lowered its enormous head. Mira reached out and touched its soft fur. The creature closed its eyes. Luna cautiously walked forward and sniffed its paw. For the first time, Mira smiled. The terrifying monster wasn't a monster at all. It was simply a wounded creature that had been misunderstood. Suddenly, Voices echoed through the forest. "Find the monster! It's somewhere nearby!" The villagers had come. Mira looked toward the approaching lanterns. If they found the creature, they would probably attack it. She turned toward the monster. "Come with me." The monster followed. Mira led it to a hidden cave behind a wall of rocks. "Stay here," she whispered. The monster disappeared into the shadows. Moments later, the villagers arrived. "Where is it?" one man shouted. Mira stood in front of the cave entrance. "I didn't see anything," she said. After searching for several minutes, the villagers finally left. At sunrise, Mira returned home and told her mother everything. At first, her mother was angry. But then Mira showed her the rusty trap. Her mother's expression changed. Together, they returned to the forest. When the villagers saw the injured creature, they finally understood the truth. The monster had never attacked anyone. It had only been frightened, hurt, and alone. From that day forward, the villagers stopped hunting the creature. They brought food to the edge of the forest and left medicine for its injured leg. Mira visited it every morning. Luna became its favorite little friend. And slowly, the creature became part of the village's life. One evening, Mira sat beneath an ancient tree while Luna rested on the monster's back. Mira smiled and whispered, "Everyone was afraid of you because they never knew your story." The monster gently lowered its head beside her. Mira placed her hand on its fur. She finally understood something important. Sometimes the things we fear the most aren't evil. Sometimes they're simply hurt. Never judge someone by their appearance or by what others say about them. Behind anger, fear, or a frightening appearance, there may be pain, loneliness, and a heart that simply wants to be understood. Kindness and love can turn fear into friendship.